Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm participating in Junk Journal July, hosted by Meg Journals, in conjunction with Get Messy Art. I'm up to prompt number 16, I think, is packaging, and I'm using a brown paper bag that came with a honeybee stamps order quite some time back, but it says let's get creative, so I thought that was perfect. One of my plans for the future is to sign up for an art class. And I'm really thinking about taking a class on watercolor painting. There's a group locally that hosts classes that are really intended for amateurs, not for art students. And I think that would be a lot of fun. So that is on my radar for maybe the fall of 2025. I'm definitely looking into it. But I love being creative. I mean, that's why I make crafts. I think that's why we all do it. And so I think that whether or not I end up advancing my skills in that particular way, I think that focusing on more creative time is definitely a plus. So I'm just taking some magazine words and images along with that packaging to convey my intent to do a little bit more of this. The brown paper of this packaging kind of merges into the base pages for this journal, so it doesn't stand out a huge amount, but it is packaging, and I'm going to use a little bit of packaging on the next page as well. So I'm definitely embracing the packaging prompt. Once I've got everything glued down to the packaging and glued down to the page, I can move on to the next prompt, which is light. So for the light prompt, I also use some packaging to make my base. It's a piece of shiny foil that came on a package of, I think it was socks. So there's the back of the package. And since this packaging is plastic, plastic doesn't really work well with PVA glue, so I'm going to use some double-sided tape to adhere the shiny plastic to the base page. So since this prompt is about light, I'm using a reflective surface, and then the subject of the page is the artist James Turrell, who does these art pieces called sky spaces, which basically are a sculptural way of focusing on daylight. And I really have enjoyed the couple that I've been to. I've been to 3, and they have these art pieces all over the country. And so one of my goals as I travel is to mark a few more off the list, see as many of these as I can as long as I'm in the area. So I've got a whole list of all the locations in the United States, although they are worldwide. And I've got a link in the description box to this list of locations if you want to see if there is one near you. There are several in California, New York, Illinois. I believe there's one in Minnesota. So they really are all over the country, as well as the ones that are in Houston, as well as Austin. So once I've got my list down and a picture of a sky space down on my reflective surface, I'm going back to my containers of leftover letters to pick out the letters to make the phrase art goals, because I think both of these are art goals, one for my own creation and one to see the art created by somebody else. So there's my packaging and light prompts, and from there we're going to go on to the next prompt, and the next prompt is weather. Oh yeah, okay, weather. So for weather, I have got this advertisement, and this advertisement is for Louis Vuitton. And so I was really curious about this trunk they were advertising, and this is the trunk. It costs $46,000. I don't know who buys this stuff. I mean, I'm clearly not the target demographic for this particular advertisement, because that's just crazy. But I did like the picture of this rainbow. I think that's weather. And so I am going to paste down the 2 pieces of this advertisement to represent weather. And the life goal that I'm tying into this is to get outside more. So I used some crayons to color the page to make some rainbow letters, cut those out to make get outside, and pasted that down on my picture of the rainbow. Then we're going on to homemade. And for homemade, I'm thinking about cooking. So since my husband retired, he's been taking on all of the cooking duties, and my goal when I join him is to take back some of the cooking. I don't think it's fair to make him do all the work if I'm also not working. And so I'm going to take back some cooking days. So the other link I have in the description box is a link to our favorite cookbook, which is Milk Street's Tuesday Nights. So had a lot of fun making these pages, and I'm also turning them into a specific action plan. And so my action plan, so for road trip, is to plan a road trip for summer 2025. When I get to the page about more music, we have a music school local, and so I'm going to check their calendar and go to more of their performances. I'm going to try to read every day. I'm going to try to go to at least one museum or local attraction once a week. Sign up for that art class in the fall of 25. Get outside and exercise, and take back some cooking days. So I have a specific plan as I'm working through this art journal. I'm not a person who does well without structure. So that's why I have some trepidation about not going to work every day after so many years. So it's helpful to me to have some type of specific plan, and I'm putting that in my journaling spot. So I'm finding this practice to be really useful to me. It's making me feel a little less nervous about making this big life transition. And I've really enjoyed it, and I really appreciate you joining me today. Have a good one.